Welcome back, brothers and sisters of Christ. My name is Brianna and I'm back with another video. And for today's video is don't get too addicted to God's presence. So this is not talked about enough, or maybe it's just my experience, something I went through, but don't get too focused and addicted on God's presence that you forget to build a relationship with him. So at the beginning of my journey, I would leave the house and would drive around or sit in store parking lots and listen to my gospel music. And one time I did it and I felt God's presence so strong and so heavy. I'm like, now it was already something that I was doing continuously, but when that happened, it was like I wanted to do it more to feel God's presence. And when I would do this, I just would feel his presence so strong like never before, and it was just amazing. So I got addicted to feeling God's presence, y'all. And I needed to feel his presence all the time. Like, I would literally just get upset if I didn't feel his presence. Not upset with God, but just upset in general. Like, I need to feel God's presence. Like, I'm gonna go ride around, listen to my music, because I just needed to feel him. Like, yeah. And if it didn't work out, I'd be upset about it. Child, like, I was driving around like a crackhead trying to feel God's presence. And I didn't even realize that I was, like trying to build my relationship with God based on his presence. And if I could feel his presence and how often I'm going to feel his presence. And the issue with this is I wasn't really reading my word or doing much of anything at this time. I just wanted to feel God's presence, but wasn't getting to know him much. So this is not a good way to try to build your relationship with God, because as we know, we will not always feel God's presence throughout our relationship with him. Although he is always present, we won't always feel his presence on this journey. So that's why it's not a good way to build your relationship in thinking that you're going to always feel his presence. So if you try to build a relationship based on when you feel his presence, you will have the wrong idea, and you will probably struggle in a lot of areas like faith and God's silence and patience and hardships, because you're so used to feeling his presence. And when you don't feel his presence, you're going to, it's going to be detrimental, like, to your faith. And like, he's not here, he's like, it's gonna hit hard for you, in a bad way. So that was not a good thing to do. Although I love the Lord's presence, I love feeling his presence, you have to build a relationship with God. You have to be in your word. There's so much more to feeling the Lord's presence. Don't get me wrong, his presence is a beautiful thing, but there's so much more to it. And you can't just expect to feel God's presence all the time, especially when you're not doing anything. Like I said, I wasn't reading my word. I wasn't doing much like I was supposed to at that time. But I was expecting to feel God's presence every time I would listen to my gospel music and stuff. And it was just like, okay, he was like, all right, now wrap it up. It's time to get in your word. It's time to get to know me, girl. Like, I'm not going to keep doing this, like, because you going to get too comfortable in feeling my presence, which I did. And if I would have stayed in that place, I probably would have, but it may have taken longer. I don't know. Got in my word and built a real relationship with God. Like, I used to talk to God and stuff. Like, I was in my journey, but I guess it just wasn't deep as it was now. And that's okay. But I wasn't reading my word enough for that. I just wasn't doing enough to be expecting to feel God's presence all the time, y'all. Like, so build a relationship with the Lord, I feel like, building a relationship with the Lord by talking to him, praying and stuff, like communication first. And, because then it's going to be like, yeah. But if this word is not for you, it's for somebody else. Remember, I'm telling y'all this because I love y'all. God bless.